And right now we're glad to be joined by Janelle Helm. And Janelle is superintendent here in Carrington for Carrington Public Schools. So thanks, Janelle, for checking in with us here on the Carrington Cardinal Community Chatter program brought to you by the Carrington Chamber and CVB. And Janelle checks in with us once a month to fill us in on all what's happening at Carrington schools and everything in the school board meeting. And well, Janelle, it's it's October flying along and been decent weather, can't complain there. So, but I think
No.
things are going to change. It sounds like it's going to get colder now, right?
Well, that's what they're saying. I'll take anything over my first year when we had to call the buses off 24 times my first year. That was still, I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, that was a hard first year with the winter. So
Hmm.
I just hope we never have one like that again. So who knows? But
Right. Yeah. Just never know in North Dakota, huh?
yes, yep. We choose where we live, and I
Right.
love North Dakota, so I'm never leaving, but I can always complain about it, right? The snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise,
Exactly.
it's great.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, we had our board meeting, which was great. We gave some updates. We had a technology meeting this last month. And I think one of the big takeaways from our technology meeting is just kind of going over what we already have, our inventory, what our purchases are, our upcoming purchases. Kind of the buzz around technology right now is artificial intelligence and how schools are implementing it. We always have the approach that, our kids need to be ahead of it. And so we are looking at different things that we can implement here, different things that our teachers are using already, to help them, with, you don't want them to be able to cheat, right, on things, but there also are some time-saving advantages to AI. I mean, we're finding that out even in my position, our principal's positions. AI is here, so we might as well embrace it. The other big topic was, we have the big vote coming up November 5th with Measure 4, which will greatly impact North Dakota if it passes. It will definitely impact our school district, our community. It's more than just even schools, it's our police, our fire, our services. If those property taxes go away, and how will we fund and make up for that if they do? So if Measure 4 does fail, then we will go ahead with a vote on November 26th to increase our building from fund levies from 5 to 10 mils. So that was something that we decided at the board meeting. So that was probably the biggest topic at our board meeting was, are we going to move forward with that vote and try one more time? So it depends on Measure 4. So I hope people are out there being educated on Measure 4 and how that will impact our state. I know I've been trying to educate our employees here and, people that I talk to, just how it will impact North Dakota. So,
mhm. Yeah, and it's kind of looking at the measures, it's just kind of eliminating some tax, right, for like schools and everything like that, right? It's
yes.
that's what Measure 4 is. So,
Yep. Yeah, taking away the property tax.
mhm.
So I think sometimes people's perception is, well, great, we wouldn't have to pay that tax, right?
Yeah.
I think the misconception is that people don't realize you're going to be making up that tax somehow to
Right.
pay for
Yep.
it. And, I think of even the western part of the state, what they went through this last weekend with all the fires and everything. What would they have done if they didn't have all the fire departments to come around and help and try to put that out? I mean, it's just, that was a major disaster, and to not have, those support systems in place just be would just be a huge detriment to our state.
Hmm.
So,
Right. Yep.
yeah. So,
Okay.
you were live on the scene in Langdon with the big win from our football team. It's pretty
Yep.
exciting.
That was a really nice win, and that'll help the
Yes.
Cardinals improve their playoff chances. And another big game tomorrow night at Cardinal Stadium, right?
Yes, we're excited. We're going to be hosting rugby, and I know Mr. Smith and the coaching staff are pretty excited. I think they're still on flying just high over this win that we had, and I know the kids are too, but they're trying to stay focused as well on what's to come. And one other thing I wanted to share too is I'm super proud of our FFA chapter. They actually did meals for our farming community this past week. So we had a lot of, they made the meal themselves, all of our students, and of course, Mrs. Hanson and Mr. Becker. And then they had takeouts for our farmers during harvest. So that was a great opportunity to kind of join our school with the community again. And our students are always stepping up their game to engage with our community. I'll always be so proud of that. So.
Yeah, I saw that on your Facebook page. There's some pictures, pretty cool pictures, and the kids helping
Yeah.
out. And I'm sure the farmers really appreciate that. So,
Oh, yes. I'm sure their wives too, because, it's just harvest season, even though we don't farm, but, Dean works for John Deere. So it's busy time for him too. So, I mean, I appreciate anything like that too. So it's awesome. Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Good.
Well, anything else while we got you on, Janelle, about the school board meeting or anything coming up for the school?
Well, we have our fall concert tonight, so
Yep.
that's going to be exciting. So that'll be great. We had volleyball here. I think it was Tuesday night, and yeah, it's just, I always thought like with my kids' activities, this part of my life was over, and now I'm more immersed in activities and
Right.
different things than I've ever been, even as a parent. So you
Yep.
get, so used and are so close and used to being around the kids that, you just love to go and attend these things. So yeah, it's been great. But it's always something to do. If you're ever bored, you just check the school schedule. We've got something for you. So come
That brings
and
up the website, Carrington School website. That's the district calendar. I use that all the time. That's really handy.
yes,
So yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
I do too. My whole life revolves around the
Mhm.
calendar, and when the activities are, because you don't want to miss anything, and just with school functions too. So yeah, we're already done. I can't believe, I mean, really, because in December this year, the way it falls, the way Christmas break falls, it's one of the few years or opportunities that you get where we have a full 2 weeks off. And so
Okay.
that is kind of an interesting thing. I don't think maybe one other time in my career that's happened, like where, we've actually, the way the calendar falls, you took the 2 weeks off. So, I mean, when you think about that, I mean, we're really 8 weeks away from Christmas break. You think,
That's
wow, that's just, and I always, in October is busy for us too as administrators because we have our fall conference next week. And then Mrs. Helseth and Mr. Weber and I will attend another training for Cognia, which is to go in and look at our strategy maps and make sure that they align with our strategic plans. And, we're moving forward with that as that strategic plan comes to an end in 2025. So we'll be creating a new one and continuing on with improvement. But, all of the different events that we have in October, it just feels, and the North Dakota School Board Convention is in October. So, we're attending a lot of trainings and events. So it's a busy month for us for sure. Then you got
Yeah,
Thanksgiving coming up. Yeah.
oh, what's that?
And then you'll have Thanksgiving coming up, so it just goes, this first semester goes so fast.
Yeah, and parent
Busy.
teacher. I'm getting ready to talk with Mrs. Botha, my
Yeah,
daughter. Yeah, parent teacher conference is coming up, so that's cool
there
too.
you go. Yep, all good. Yes,
Yep.
all
Yep.
good.
So,
All right. Well, thank you so
yep.
much for doing this. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. It's nice to get our information out to the community, and we appreciate the connection with your live event. So,
You bet. Thank you so
yeah.
much. We appreciate you coming on once a month and telling us what's happening with Carrington and the school board meetings and everything. So, and
Yes, no
then
problem.
we'll have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the football game tomorrow night, and then we'll check
Yes, we'll
in
see you there.
next month. Yes, you bet. In November, we'll check in November again. So,
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
you bet. Thanks. Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Discover the charm of Carrington, where community and character come together. Our vibrant community is full of welcoming smiles and unique experiences, from delicious dining and one-of-a-kind shops to lively events and beautiful parks. Join us in celebrating the best of Carrington, where every visit feels like coming home. Come visit the Carrington Chamber and CVB office to learn more about our wonderful town and its amazing businesses. Explore Carrington today and experience the warmth of our community. Hey sports fans, tune in to yourliveevent.com for all the action-packed Carrington Cardinal games, streaming live and free. Catch every thrilling moment with our live coverage. Listen to the play-by-play and watch the games unfold right on your screen. Plus, if you missed any of the excitement, don't worry. You can catch up on all previous games at yourliveevent.com. Check out the full schedule and never miss a moment of your favorite local Carrington games. Stay tuned and let's go Cardinals!
And right now, we're glad to be joined by Laurie Dietz, the Executive Director for the Carrington Chamber. Thanks, Laurie, for joining us. And Laurie checks in with us here on the Chatter program every week to let us know what's all happening in Central City. So thanks again. And well, let's see. We're moving right along here. It's, wow, still decent weather heading into mid-October, right, Laurie?
Oh my gosh. I know everybody's getting scared that we're going to pay for it. But it is nice. Just beautiful days we've had, other than the hurricane winds we had there on the weekend or whatever. But most days have been just beautiful. So lots of harvesting coming off the fields and people getting things done outside. And sometimes we get that surprise snow or surprise winter right when fall starts, but not this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I think we're expecting 80s today and a little cooler for the weekend, but still decent. So
Yes. Yep. Farmers are liking that, I'm sure.
mm-hmm. Yep.
So, yep. Well, lots of things going on. We want to remind everybody that we do have a community app that you can download for your phone, just like your other apps. You can go to either Google Store or your Android store on your phone, and it's just the Carrington ND Community app. And there's all kinds of information on there about Carrington, lots of things about Carrington, lots of events, how to find stores and phone numbers. It's got school information, it's got public health information. It's just really great and easy to navigate. So we encourage people to download that app. And if you want more help with it or whatever, you can always stop by and I can help you do that. Well, of course, the public health is getting ready for flu shot season and all the other vaccines. So be sure to get your vaccine so you have a good winter and you're well. Okay, we were going to talk about today, the youth center's got some fun things coming up. On the 16th of October, they're planning a youth dance for K through 5th grade at 7 p.m. And on the 17th, they're doing something really fun. Carrington Youth Center Pizza Puzzle and Powerade Challenge, grades 5 to 8. And that's at 6 p.m. This is really getting to be kind of a fun thing up here. I don't know if other states are doing it, but or other areas of the U.S., but a lot of people get together and put together, they have a challenge to put together a puzzle within so certain length of time, and usually involves some food and some scratching your head trying to get the puzzle together. But a lot of fun things. My daughters have done this and really enjoyed it. And then, of course, Pasta Fest on the 17th downtown, right around the area here. And that's from 4 to 7 p.m. And then we're getting into the Halloween time with the Haunted Fallout Shelter over at the Armory on 25th and 26th of October from 7 to 11. And then on the 29th, FFA's Pancake and Sausage and Labor Auction. So that's always a good thing to support. Back to Halloween trunk or treat on Main Street from 3:30 to 5:30. Not sure, I talked to a few people, but I haven't heard a lot about who's participating. So maybe I have to get the word out a little more. We are expecting a lot of kids. On the other hand, there's quite a few things to do on trunk or treating because the Golden Acres Manor will be open from 4:30 to 5:30 for inviting the trick-or-treaters to come in and get some candy. And then also the haunted trunk or treat or haunted hallway at Milestones Learning Center. And that is the old Nazarene Church. And that's going on from 4 to 6 too. And then there's a Halloween dance at Milestones Early Learning Center for ages 6 to 12. And then there's the Haunted Fallout Shelter again on October 31st. It's the Lights On Kids Matinee is 5 to 6:30 for the littler, younger people if they don't want to go with lights out, which would be maybe too traumatic or too scary. And then the regular fallout shelter time for Halloween is 7 to 11 p.m. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people going through that night. They also continue into November 1st and 2nd too. So lots of stuff going on that way. I did want to mention a little bit about Shanna Barone is a Carrington resident here and well loved by a lot of people. She's just a great gal, and her family too. She has run into some health issues and is battling cancer. And so now people have put together a couple of fundraisers for Shanna. And the first one is a poker run fundraiser on October 19th. It's a Saturday. You can register at 1 p.m. and then the poker run departs at 2 p.m. You can have lunch at the 5-spot bar starting at 12:30. They're going to have about 5 spots to stop at. And I don't know if you've ever been to a poker run, but you get a card and you try and have a good hand. 20% of the pot of the top poker hand, there'll be prizes for that. And then also for the top poker hand, and then prizes for second and third hands as well, second and third place. So all proceeds, or 80% of the proceeds then will go to Shanna and her significant other, Nate Johnson, and their family. And then the other benefit is on Saturday, the 26th, from 3 to 8 p.m. over at the Carrington Armory, just off Main Street. And they're going to have food and raffle, silent auction, raffle items, bake sale, meat raffle, wine pull, and much more. So if you want to donate any items or anything for like those fun things like the silent auction and whatnot and the raffle, you can contact Tanya Erickson at 650-7069 or Chrissy Larson at 652-5831. So those numbers again are 650-7069 and Chrissy Larson for 652-5831. And everybody in town is praying and working toward helping Shanna through her cancer journey. So it's always hard when that hits so close to home. There's so many people that end up battling that disease. And so the community's kind of rallying around Shanna and her family. So other than that, I think we're going to be shortly looking at November events. We got a lot of things lined up for November too. So.
Yep. Awesome. Sounds great. Thanks, Laurie. And you're going to be cooking, right? Getting some pasta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I am making a cold pasta dish, and I was going to be using rings, but now actually my noodle is a small shell. So watch for my salad when you come around the town for the Pasta Fest. And yeah, that's coming up quick, only about, oh gosh, well, in fact, 1 week from today, actually.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I better get my supplies and get organized.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. You can start at the library and get a list of who's participating, and then you can go around, do your tasting. Everybody gets to taste, and then you come back and if you'd like to vote, it's $1 a vote for your favorite. And yeah, it's really going to be a fun event. Something brand new, something new for downtown.
Okay, good deal. Thanks, Laurie. Give us contact info before we let you go here.
Sure. Yep. Get a hold of us over here at the chamber office by calling 652-2524 or shoot an email to chambergal@dactel.com. Or you can stop by and see us at 871 Main, and be sure to stop on the 17th when we'll actually have some food here.
All right. Awesome. Well, good deal. Thanks, Laurie. We always appreciate you checking in with us and letting us know what's all coming up for Carrington. And have a great rest of your day. And we'll check in again next week, Thursday.
Sounds terrific. Thanks, Greg. You have a great weekend.
Yep, you too. Thanks. Yep, we'll see you.
Discover the charm of Carrington, where community and character come together. Our vibrant community is full of welcoming smiles and unique experiences, from delicious dining and one-of-a-kind shops to lively events and beautiful parks. Join us in celebrating the best of Carrington, where every visit feels like coming home. Come visit the Carrington Chamber and CVB office to learn more about our wonderful town and its amazing businesses. Explore Carrington today and experience the warmth of our community.
And right now, we're glad to be joined by some 4-H students and Jeff Gale as well, Foster County Extension Agent with responsibilities in 4-H. And it's National 4-H Week. We're going to get to Nick Pearson, who's an 8th grader here in Carrington, and Chloe, his sister, who's a 6th grader in Carrington. We're going to get some questions as they're part of the Harmony Horse Riders 4-H Club here in Foster County. Jeff, though, let's talk a little bit. It's National 4-H Week all this week here. And let's kind of pinpoint Foster County, talk about like how many clubs there are, members and everything like that.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us, Greg. Yes, this year Foster County has 5 4-H clubs and about 120 young people, boys and girls, belong to those 4-H clubs. And we've got about 16 adult leaders here in this county. So we have one club that meets out at Gray City, and the other clubs all meet here in the Carrington area.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And the club you're in kind of depends on where you live, maybe, and maybe what your interest is in, correct? Too as well. Right?
Yeah, that's right. And it could be where you live. If you live in the eastern part of our county, then a lot of people like to go to that Gray City Club. But for those around Carrington, it might be their interest. The Harmony Horse Riders Club, they do a lot of activities related to horse riding, horse quiz bowl, horse judging. But sometimes you just pick a club because that's where your friends go. So people join 4-H and really benefit from the friendships and relationships in them.
Okay, Chloe, you're up first. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, and thanks you guys for doing this. We appreciate it here. So Chloe, yeah, we got a couple questions that we want to ask you here. So tell us your favorite part of being in 4-H.
Well, you get to be really creative. You can do what your interests are. And then just the friends, you get to hang out with them as well, and the animals, and you just learn lots.
Tell us maybe a new skill you learned through 4-H.
Showmanship is a big part of it. I get to show goats. I've done that for about 2 years now, and it's fun learning how to show them and how to have good showmanship.
What's the most fun activity you've done in 4-H?
Probably just hanging with the goats or some of my projects in the projects you get to show. You get to be creative, whether it's acting or plants or something to do with art. It's really fun because you get to be creative.
Okay, awesome.
I would say, Greg, I would say Nick and Chloe took part in communication arts contest last year. They did a very creative skit. What was the name of your skit?
A salt toast. So it's about where it's this play about Nick trying to improve a toaster for like self-defense, and I'm nagging on him, and that's why we picked it, because it's kind of like us. And I'm nagging on him for trying to improve a toaster. So it's kind of funny. It was fun.
You guys had quite a bit of practice, I bet, for that one, or just one shot?
Yeah, quite a bit of practice.
Yeah. Okay. Chloe, tell us how you feel when you show your project at the fair or competition.
It's fun to do it, and when you do it, you feel great when you succeed, and when you're learning how to do it, it helps you feel good because you know you're improving.
And have you made any friends through 4-H? And what do you like to do with your 4-H friends?
My friend, one of my good friends, I get to be in 4-H with her, and we both have goats. I show her one of her goats. And it's fun because I get to be with her and we kind of help each other out with that.
Okay, one more question for you, Chloe. What's something you're really proud of that you've accomplished in 4-H?
This year, I received grand champion in our county or in Carrington, but then I also received grand champion for my volunteerism and service learning project at State, North Dakota. So that was a big achievement for me.
Awesome. Thanks, Chloe. Good job. Appreciate it. Now, big brother's up. Nick, how's it going?
Good.
So we're going to kind of ask you the same questions here. What's your favorite part about being in 4-H?
Getting to um show and train animals. Like this year and last year, I did a sheep, which are leased to us by Shane Wendell.
Mhm. Tell us a new skill you learned through 4-H.
Um, how to train, shear, and show sheep.
Okay. What's the most fun activity you've done in 4-H?
Um, for a static project, I made a tool shelf to hold like DeWalt tools, which I did, and I got to spend a lot of time with my dad, so that was fun.
How do you feel when you show your project at a fair or the competitions and stuff?
Um, Excited because wanting to know how I did, but very happy.
And have you made any new friends through 4-H, and what do you like to do together?
I haven't made any new friends, but there's been a lot of people that have helped me throughout 4-H. So like the Hansons, and who I went to their animal clinics, and Shane Wendell, like I mentioned, he helped me learn how to train the sheep. Yeah.
Okay, one more question for you, Nick. What's something you're really proud of that you've accomplished in 4-H?
This year I got two grand champions at county level, and we got grand champion at communication arts.
Awesome. Well, nice job, Nick. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And Jeff, we're going to go to you. We got some questions for you as well. What inspired you to, you're a Foster County Extension agent and you help out with 4-H. So what kind of inspired you to become a 4-H member and help out everything?
Yeah, well, I think one of the things that I really appreciate about 4-H is it gives young people an opportunity to kind of expand their horizons and experience things they might not otherwise be able to experience. So I always remember my dad told me that when he graduated high school, he had three choices that he was aware of. He said he could join the military, he could go to university and study to be an engineer, or he could go work in a steel factory. And to his knowledge, those were the only three things. And well, we all know there are countless job opportunities that could be a career for you, but we just don't have ways to learn about those things. And I think 4-H gives young people the opportunity to explore their interests and then kind of cast a vision for this is my interest. How can I turn that into future study at college or into a future career? So I just think 4-H provides some wonderful opportunities for 4-Hers to gain experience in many different areas.
What do you enjoy most about working with 4-H kids?
Well, their enthusiasm and how quickly and how much they can learn when they find a topic that they're really interested in. So a few years ago, I was traveling for a 4-H range judging competition. And the purpose of this contest is for 4-Hers to learn how to identify different plants in a grassland area. And so I got off the school bus, and behind me was this 9-year-old boy. And I think he jumped from the top step of the bus out the doors, planted his feet on the ground, and looked down, and he said, "Western wheatgrass." And then he was off to see the next thing he could find in the pasture. But I just thought, how many 9-year-olds in the world can identify a Western wheatgrass plant? But this activity, it gave them a chance to learn about different grasses, and this was something he's interested in. And well, he was just like a sponge absorbing these facts or this information. So it's just amazing how much people can learn when they find something they really enjoy and are interested in.
What do you think? What skills do you think are most important for 4-H members to learn?
Yeah. I think perseverance. We try something and we do our best. But sometimes the first time the result isn't what we imagined it might be like. But 4-H gives kids the opportunity. They complete a project, they bring their exhibit to the fair. The judge is friendly. They have a conversation with the judge. The judge points out things they did really well and things that they could do better the next time. And hopefully those 4-Hers will take that to heart and continue in the project and just see their skill level building and building. So I think perseverance, finding something you're interested in and then taking steps to improve your skill from year to year to year. So I think that's really key to success and one of the goals of 4-H.
Adding on to that, on perseverance, with the animals, they can be really challenging if they're not working with you, or just depending on how they want to be or act that day, if they're happy or not. So that's a big part of it, is learning how to improvise and work with them when they're being a butt.
Yeah, I really like that idea of improvising. So not everything goes your way. So you have to stick with it. And some days you've worked with your animal all year, and that day when you go into the show ring, for whatever reason, the animal just doesn't want to cooperate and act the way it may have been very well behaved in all the practices leading up to it, and then you have a challenging day, but you've got to keep your cool and patience and keep working at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing you guys out at the fair this last summer. Yeah, you guys did a good job. So nice job on the awards and everything. Jeff, any changes you've seen over the years in 4-H programs and everything?
Well, I can't claim that my history with 4-H goes back to its very beginning. 4-H started out as corn clubs where extension people were working with young men to try to help them have a contest to see who could grow corn and who could obtain the highest yield. So really agriculture-centered topics in those early 4-H clubs. But now 4-H has expanded. 4-Hers can choose among more than 50 different projects. So just a huge number, everything from a cat could be your 4-H project, to fish, to environment, to cooking, to sewing, to animals. So just the number of projects and opportunities that are available continues to expand every year.
Yeah, one more question for you, Jeff. Future goals for your 4-H clubs and members and everything.
Yeah. Foster County has a long history of a very strong 4-H program that was built by previous extension agents and parents who volunteered as club leaders. Foster County's always been very successful at the state fair and in judging contests, both within the state of North Dakota and nationally. But what I would like to see are really two things. I hope our 4-Hers can take more advantage of other contests like communication arts. Speaking in front of others is a skill we use every day in our adult lives. So I'd really like to see us expand into some of these other areas. There's opportunity for leadership development, where you travel to Bismarck or Fargo, Grand Forks for training about how does a government work, and even an opportunity to go to national meetings that provide leadership training. This year, my niece is getting ready to go to Washington, D.C. as part of a 4-H group. So I really hope that in Foster County, we can start exploring some of these other opportunities that 4-H offers. And the other thing is, I just hope we can expand among people, young people living in town. 4-H is not just for farm kids who raise an animal. anyone can participate in 4-H, whether you live in town or in the country.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff, so much. We appreciate it. Chloe and Nick, you're not done yet. We got another question for you. Chloe,
Yes.
what are you working on right now? Are you getting ready for the next year's Foster County Fair already, or what you got going on this fall in 4-H?
Well, just in everyday life, you see lots of things like, oh, I could do that in 4-H. So you get lots of ideas, just because there's so many different things you can do. Currently, I'm working on finger knitting, which is kind of like crocheting without a hook, and I'm making a blanket, and I think I'll put that into 4-H. So that's what I'm working on.
Awesome. Thank you. And Nick, how about you?
I don't have any ideas for 4-H yet, but I'm sure I'll find some.
Okay. This project coming up, thinking of ideas, right? All righty. Well, thanks you guys so much. We appreciate it for taking time and chatting with us here on the Carrington Cardinal Community Chatter program on yourliveevent.com. And we're celebrating and pinpointing National 4-H Week that's going on all this week, right, Jeff?
Yes, that's right. October 7th through 12th is National 4-H Week.
Okay, good deal.
And
oh, yeah.
could I add one more thing? Yeah.
Yep, you bet.
Now is the time we're accepting new enrollments for 4-H. So if there's anyone out who's watching, please contact the extension office and we'd be glad to tell you how you can sign your young person up to take part in 4-H in this coming year.
Yeah, this brings up a good question or a good point there. When is there a certain age limit you can start, or how does that all work?
5 through 7-year-olds can join as Clover Buds.
Okay.
And then beginning when you're 8, you can be a full member of 4-H club, and that goes through high school graduation through age 18.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, you guys. Anything else you want to add in there at all?
I don't think so.
Okay, we got to get you back to school, right? All right, sounds good. Well, thanks, Nick, Chloe, and Jeff. We appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks for joining us here and talking about all the good stuff about 4-H. So,
okay, thank you very much, Greg.
yeah, we'll see you later.
Yep. Bye.